and interim assistant principal, Ms. Jackie Lancina. Director of Security and Student Government Advisor, Ms. Michelle Marshall. Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Mark Miles. Keynote Speaker, Mrs. Kim Watt.
Yeah.
The Mayor of Taylor, Mr. Jeffrey Lamoran. Taylor School Board Vice President, Mrs. Mary Moore. Taylor School Board Treasurer, Mrs. Debbie Stellini. Superintendent of Taylor Schools, Mrs. Bethany Iverson. Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Pre-K-12, Mr. Brian Tile. Taylor School Board President, Mr. John Riley. Taylor School Board Secretary, Mrs. Linda Newsom. President of the Downriver Campus, Wayne County Community College, Mr. Tony Arminiak. Principal for Titan and Career Center, Mr. Ed Wyszynski. Ninth grade advisor and student government advisor, Ms. Courtney Osborne. Senior class advisor, Ms. Tammy Duty. Kennedy Counselor, Ms. Jennifer Lowers. Kennedy Counselor, Ms. Leslie Smith. At this time, I'd like to have Ms. Tammy Duty come forward and introduce our keynote speaker.
It is my honor this evening to present Class of 2011, your keynote speaker. A fellow 1993 graduate of Kennedy, she also graduated from the University of Michigan with a degree in communications. Married and a mother of four, she is a professional speaker and has traveled all over the world speaking. She's appeared on PBS and has her own, and at one time had her own radio talk show. Class of 2011, parents, family, I give you Kimberly Watt.
I would like to thank Superintendent Bethany Iverson, school board members, Principal Lynn Wilk, and Senior Class Advisor Jackie Lancina, and my friend Tammy Duty. It is an honor and privilege to be standing here today. Parents, grandparents, and special guests, welcome and thank you for celebrating the John F. Kennedy class of 2011. Let's give them a round of applause. And you are ready to go on your way. You want to get together with your friends tonight and get out of here and start your new journey. And the last thing you want to do is sit there to listen to some old person that graduated from Kennedy a long time ago, get up here and give some boring talk on life. But what I'm hoping that you'll get out of tonight are two things. One, that I'm not boring, hopefully. And two, that someone here today, whether you're a student, a parent, a grandparent, or a teacher, will have ears to hear the message that I'm going to share with you. Now, how many of you have ever been in a marathon, ran a marathon before? Anybody here ever? Well, whether you have or you haven't, you know it takes a lot of work, or at least you've heard it takes a lot of work to prepare for something like that, especially if you're a child. Now, when I was little, my family and I lived in Clarksville, Tennessee for a short time. And at that time, my school was hosting a marathon. And all the kids were participating in this race. And my brother and I at the time wanted to be in it because, yeah, we never did it before and it sounded like fun. But because there's a lot of prizes at the end of this finish line. And being little, we wanted to win for the prizes. So all year, our gym teacher worked with the students, both physically and mentally, to prepare us for this race. And I'll never forget, it was one beautiful beautiful spring day in Tennessee when the day came for us to run. And we all gathered around and lined up on that, the line before we took off. And we all waited as we gathered with our friends and fellow classmates, as there was teachers and parents, like today, that gathered to cheer us on. And we were waiting to hear those words, on your mark, get set, go! And as we heard that, my brother and I took off running. We were so excited because it actually looked like we might win. Everything that we prepared for at that time was happening, just like the way we planned it. We might actually get a prize. But all of a sudden, I realized my brother was nowhere to be found. I looked around to my left, to my right, and then I heard someone screaming my name. Kim! Kim! I looked, I turned around, and there's my little brother. He fell. He tripped over his own feet. He was crying and he needed his big sister. I looked ahead, and I thought about all those prizes that I wanted to win. And then I looked back at my brother and thought, oh God, is he really worth it? I looked ahead again, and then I saw all my friends running and going after those prizes that I worked so hard for. Do I go, or do I stay? Now some of you are sitting here thinking, what in the heck does this have to do with me and graduation? Everything. I'm going to share with you 2 points tonight that if you just take these 2 points, I guarantee you'll be successful. 1, put others before you. You want to be successful? You need to help. The more people you help become successful, the more success you will receive. Look, I could have done running. I could have ran and got those prizes. Would it really have made me that much happier? No. Helping my brother get up and finishing that race is what made me happy. Listen, there is a lie that's being taught out there. We all need to realize that. If you turn on the TV, you'll hear it. The lie is, it's all about me. It's all about you. And it's not. It's telling you that fame and fortune and money and the bigger houses and all the cars is going to bring you happiness. I have news for you. It's not. And most of those people are in debt. Believe me, students, do not make the mistakes that we adults have made. Do not get in credit card debt. That's a different subject on a different time. Things are good. I'm not saying that. You can have dreams, you can have money, and you can have things if you can pay for them. Those things are okay. But what matters most is helping other people. Second, life is hard. It isn't easy. You're going to go on your journey, and many of you have dreams and passions. Listen, I want to tell you, you have been born for a purpose and on purpose, but it will not be easy. You will face disappointment. You will face hard times, but you've got to be willing to get up and keep running. Look I graduated here 18 years ago. I know, I like to think it was yesterday, but I know it's not. I wasn't the smartest person in school. Some of the teachers here, Mrs. Smith is one of them. She'll tell you I wasn't that smart in school. I wasn't one of the top kids. I wasn't the prettiest. I wasn't the funniest. And I wasn't the most athletic. Ask Mr. Baum. I sat on the bench more than I could. I warmed the bench. I don't think I ever even went on the field to play. But I had this dream when I was your age. I wanted to be a professional speaker. But see, at that time in my life, too, not only was I not the brightest in my class, I was going through a really hard time. See, when I graduated from high school, I couldn't wait just like you. Couldn't wait to get that diploma. But I was mourning the death of my best friend. Her and I were supposed to walk up together. She passed away a few months ago. So students, I'm telling you, I know what it's like to be you, and I know what it's like to be hard, but I know what it's like to have a dream and to keep running for it. Listen, many of you might have started your freshman year here, and you had dreams, and you had goals, and you had ideas, but maybe something happened in your life. Maybe one of you got your life off track. Maybe you experienced a death, maybe a divorce, and it broke your heart, and you gave up. Maybe you surrounded yourself with the wrong kind of friends. If that is you, you gotta know that it's not too late. You can get up and keep on running after that dream of yours. See, if I would have given up, I wouldn't be standing here today. I had that dream, and because of teachers here at Kennedy, because of family members, because of friends that believed in me and seen a bigger purpose in me before I could even see it, have helped me get where I'm here today. I have traveled across the world speaking. I've traveled across the United States. I was able to be on PBS, and I even hosted my own radio show. I have a successful marriage. I've been married for 13 years, which by today's standards, that's a long time. I have 4 kids that I'm very proud of. And I'm not here to brag about any of that. I'm here to tell you, if this average girl from Taylor, Michigan can do it, so can every single one of you in this room. But you have to believe it. You have to believe it, and you have to be willing to work. Doesn't mean get on Facebook. Doesn't mean playing video games. Doesn't mean hanging out with your friends. I mean, yeah, you can hang out with your friends, but make sure those friends got big dreams like you. Because we need you. We need leaders like you in this room today. Look, my brother and I could have gotten off that track years ago. My parents were there. We could have went home, but we didn't. Together we stood up. We weren't the first people to cross that finish line. We weren't the last either. See, as you walk out into this world, you're going to watch a lot of your friends graduate before you maybe, have a business, job, marriage, have kids before you. Celebrate their success too. Don't focus on them though, because you have been prepared for a reason. Something special's for you. You keep focused on you and your purpose and your race, you will eventually cross it. Listen, everybody, listen to me. Life is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Keep running, keep going, and I promise you, if you stay focused, if you surround yourself with the right people, if you put others before you, you will eventually cross your finish line. Students and parents and teachers, thank you so much for inviting me here tonight. May God bless you, the class of 2011. Thank you.
Very much. Ms. Kim Watt, can we give her another hand?
Yeah.
At this time, I would like to have the senior band and choir students join the ensemble section for the choir and followed by the band.